Hello and welcome to How to Play Cribbage, a Player's Perspective, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will teach you how to play the card game Cribbage through example. The video will start with the basic overview. You will then see the game played through a player's perspective with example hands to highlight the gameplay, rules, and strategy. The object of the game is to score points from different card combinations. There are 3 different opportunities to score points: the pegging play, counting your hand, and counting the crib. The first dealer is determined by each player cutting the deck. The player with the lower card is the first dealer. When playing with 2 players, each player is dealt 6 cards, 1 card at a time. Of the 6 cards, each player discards 2 into the crib. The crib is essentially a second hand for the dealer. To determine what to discard, you need to know what scores points. You will score points for each combination that adds up to 15. A run of 3 or more cards in sequential order, a pair, 3 of a kind, or 4 of a kind, a flush if all your cards are the same suit, and knobs for when you have a jack in your hand that is the same suit as the card that was flipped up from the deck. These combinations will be covered in more detail in the example hands. Looking at my first hand, I will run through the list of potential points. I don't have a flush, a run, or any pairs, so I will look for combinations that add up to 15. The ace always has a value of 1, and the face cards will have a value of 10. My ace and 4 can combine with a 10 and again with the jack for 2 combinations of 15. I will discard my 3 and 6 into the opponent's crib. After both players have discarded, the non-dealer will cut the remaining deck. The dealer will then flip up the top card from the cut. This card is used when counting hands. Before we count hands, we will go through the pegging play. During the pegging play, players alternate playing cards and can score points by landing on 15 or 31, pairing up the opponent's card, creating a run, creating a go, and playing the last card. As the non-dealer, I will play the first card in pegging play, and a running total is kept. The running total cannot exceed 31 and will restart at 0 when needed. I announce 4 with my first card. My opponent adds 5 and announces 9. I play my jack for 19. My opponent adds a jack for 29. My opponent scores 2 points for the pair of jacks. Points are pegged when received. I have to play my ace since the total cannot exceed 31. The ace takes the count to 30. My opponent says go. This means my opponent doesn't have a card to play without exceeding 31. Play moves back to me. I also don't have a card to play without exceeding 31. I get to peg 1 point for the go. The count now resets to 0. Since I played the last card, my opponent starts. She announces 6. I add my 10 for 16. She finishes with a 9 for 25. My opponent gets 1 point for playing the last card. We now move into counting our hands. As the non-dealer, I count first. I have 3 combinations that equal 15. Each 15 combination is worth 2 points for a total of 6 points. I also get 2 additional points for the pair of 10s. I peg for my 8 total points. My opponent has 3 combinations of 15 for 6 points and a run of 9, 10, jack for 3 more points. She pegs for a total of 9 points. My opponent gets to count her crib. The 2 aces with the 3 and 10 equal 15 for 2 points, and the pair of aces adds another 2 points. She pegs 4 points for the crib. I have dealt the next hand, and this round the crib is mine. I run through the possible points in my hand. I don't have a flush. I have a run of 3, a pair of 2s, and no combinations of 15. I won't be able to keep my run and the pair since I have to discard 2 cards, but it is my crib, so I will get whatever I put into it. I will give myself the pair of 2s in my crib. My opponent cuts the deck and I flip up the top card. As the non-dealer, my opponent starts the pegging play. She announces 6. I play my 9 for 15 and 2 points. She follows with an 8 for 23. I play my 8 for 31. I get 4 points, 2 for the pair of 8s and 2 for landing on 31. The count starts over as 31 was hit. My opponent starts with a 2. I play a king for 12. She plays a 7 for 19, and I finish with my 10 for 29. I get 1 point for playing the last card. My opponent counts first and has 2 combinations of 15 for 2 points each, a run of 3 for 3 points, and a flush of 5 hearts for 5 points. She pegs for a total of 12 points. I have a double run of 3 with the 8, 9, 10 in my hand, and using the 8 and 9 from my hand with the flipped up 10. I also get 2 points for the pair of 10s for a total of 8 points. In my crib, I have 4 combinations of 15 for 8 points and a pair of 2s for a total of 10 points. When counting your hand, it is customary to state the total sum of your points as you go. This crib would be counted 15-2, 15-4, 15-6, 15-8, and a pair makes 10. The deal moves back to my opponent. Going through my hand, I don't have a flush, a run, or any pairs. I can make combinations of 15 using my 9 and 6, my king, 4, and ace, and with my 8, 6, and ace. I have to give up one of those combinations when choosing my 2 discards. I will discard the king and 4. This gives my 2 15s a chance for a run and good pegging cards. I cut the deck and play the first card for the pegging play. I announce 9. My opponent plays a king for 19. I follow with an 8 for 27. My opponent says go. I can play my ace and still be under 31. I do so taking the count to 28. I then take my 1 point for the go. The count resets and my opponent starts with a 10. I had 6 for 16, she follows with 10 for 26. I don't have any more cards to play, so I say go. My opponent takes 1 point for the go. I would start the new count, but I'm out of cards, so my opponent plays her last card and gets 1 point for the last card played. I count my hand first, and I have 15-2, 15-4. My opponent counts next with a run of 4, another run of 4 for 8, a pair makes 10, and knobs is 11. Knobs is having the jack in your hand with the same suit as the card flipped up from the deck. My opponent counts her crib next and gets 2 points for the pair of 4s. Skipping ahead to the end of the game, it is my opponent's crib. Looking at my hand, I don't have a flush. I have 2 runs of 3, a pair, and a number of ways to make 15. I will discard my king and jack to keep my runs. I cut the deck and a 6 is flipped up. I start the pegging play with a 4. My opponent plays a queen to make 14. I follow with a 6 to make 20. She follows with a jack to make 30. I say go. She can add an ace for 31 for 2 points. When the count lands exactly on 31, the player doesn't get a point for the go. I start the new count with 5. She plays queen to make 15 for 2 points. I play the last card for 1 point. I count first and only need 2 points to go out. I easily get it with my hand that has 4 15s for 8, 4 runs of 3 for 12 more, 2 pairs add 4 more for a total of 24. The third peg on the board can be used to keep track of games won. A quick guide can be found through the link in this video's description to help you learn as you play. There are a couple of rules that didn't get mentioned in the example play. First, if a jack is flipped from the deck, the player that flipped it is awarded 2 points. Second, a flush of 4 can be scored in your hand without the flipped up card being the same suit. This is only the case when you're counting your hand and not the crib. A flush in the crib requires all 5 cards to be the same suit. A run made during the pegging phase does not have to be in order. Here, my opponent plays a 4 to start the new count. I play the 6 for 10, and my opponent plays the 5 for 15. She pegs 2 for the 15, and 3 for the run of 4, 5, 6, even though it was played 4, 6, 5. That wraps up how to play cribbage, a player's perspective. Comment below if you have any questions or need further explanation on the gameplay. Thanks for watching.